What was unusual was that after entering the Republican era, martial arts did not fade into quiet decline. Instead, in this turbulent and chaotic time, it ushered in a golden age of blazing prosperity. Xingyi Quan, of course, was not content to be left behind, and shone brilliantly during this wave of martial enthusiasm. Dragon Body, Tiger Spirit, a translation and explanation of the classic texts of Xingyi Quan, is available now. This critically acclaimed work presents, translates, and explains the core classical texts of the art of Xingyi Quan, many of which have been utilized by other arts, including Taiji Quan, Bagua Zhang, and others. Available in hardcover, softcover, and ebook versions. Get your copy today from mushinmartialculture.com or from Amazon. Take your practice to the next level with Dragon Body, Tiger Spirit.
他们那个时候，他肯定还有一个延续，就是从清末民初延续下来，因为他不可能马上切断这样一种传统关系，他还会有这样一种这个不光是从需求上讲，还是从人的心理上讲，他还是会往下走这么一段时间啊。我觉得民国当中可能对武术的这样一种重视。可能跟这有关。
Bidding farewell to the era of cold weapons. The combat function of martial arts was no longer regarded by the rulers as a potential threat to social stability, and its role in strengthening the body now stood out. As the Chinese people began to open their eyes to the world, they discovered that China's backwardness stemmed firstly from a weakness of national spirit and a weak physical constitution. People across the nation turned their attention toward martial arts. In 1912, the great pioneer of the democratic revolution, Sun Yat-sen, pointed out, to make the nation strong, we must first develop the physical strength of the people. He further gave Chinese martial arts the honorific title of national art. That same year, the Chinese Warrior Society was established with warlord Feng Guozhang as honorary president. Social luminaries such as Yan Fu, Cai Yuanpei, and Liang Qichao also advocated for the promotion of the martial spirit.
所以当时梁启超还写了一本书叫《中国武士道》，他写新民说，他其中也有几章专门讲到人的这样一种尚武的精神为什么没有。就那时候他所说的弱，其实是包含的比较复杂的原因啊。他认为就是说，中国从汉代之后，已经没有这样一种尚武的这种精神了。他说这是中国的弱的一个核心的那个内容。当然就是说，中国人也有可能养的身体很强壮的，那个时候并不缺吃少穿，一般人来讲哈，除了很穷的人，身体很强壮的人是有的，就是没有精神，萎靡不振。所以民国以后，很多这个文人，特别是进入这个政界的这些文人啊，他们希望利用武术来振兴中国人的这样一种精神气质。
At that time, Chinese primary school students in class would sing songs such as, "The black and red races have already perished, only we yellow people still survive." From political leaders and famous figures down to ordinary commoners, the entire nation felt a strong sense of survival crisis. Martial arts came to be regarded as a means of strengthening the nation and the race, taking on the heavy responsibility of erasing the humiliation of being called the sick men of East Asia. After the founding of the Republic, international exchanges were open, and naturally there was more interaction in the martial arts between China and foreign countries. Competing with foreign fighters became fashionable in the martial world of that era. Xingyi Quan, of course, did not fall behind, and became a representative leading that trend. Huo Yuanjia, who was later mythologized in literature and film, in fact never fought the strongman O'Brien. The real person who defeated a so-called strongman was actually from the Xingyi circle. In 1918, the Russian strongman Kang Tai-er came to Beijing claiming to be the world's #1 strongman and undefeated in 46 countries. Zhang Zhangkui's disciple, Han Muxia, stepped forward and defeated him. At that time, Beijing's Shuntian Times and Tianjin's Yimin Daily both reported on this. With the help of media publicity, it caused quite a sensation, making the nation proud. From then on, Xingyi Quan's reputation resounded loudly. Meanwhile, in this wave of challenge matches, there were also opposing voices. Between 1918 and 1919, Lu Xun repeatedly expressed his opposition to the promotion and popularization of martial arts. His reasoning was that, with the invention of firearms, the martial arts had no practical function and could easily turn into superstition and trickery like during the Boxer Rebellion. Sun Yat-sen refuted this view. In 1919, Sun Yat-sen wrote a preface for the Jingwu Association 10th anniversary book in which he further explained that no matter how technology advanced, the importance of physical training and physical combat could never be abandoned. For everything in the world follows the natural law of use it or lose it. If the body is not exercised, the natural functions of its various parts will deteriorate. Sun Yat-sen and others in fact pointed out the future focus for martial arts being that it should serve as primarily an activity to strengthen the body and spirit. Thus, the Chinese martial arts finally found its place in the new era, that being in the military and in the schools, gradually being incorporated into the modern education system. In 1913, martial arts events began to appear at school sports meets of various levels. By 1915, the Ministry of Education issued a clear order that schools should include traditional Chinese martial arts and that the teachers for this should be trained at all public normal schools. From then on, the Chinese martial arts officially entered school physical education curricula. At this time, in the hometown of Xingyi Quan, in the classrooms of Mingxian School, the presence of Xingyi Quan began to appear. In 1930, Che Yizhai's disciple, Xingyi Quan, was hired by Principal Shan Xi as a full-time martial arts teacher at Taigu Mingxian School. From this point, Xingyi Quan entered the classroom. From then on, the primary focus of martial arts somewhat began to shift from being mainly combat application focused to also stressing physical and mental training and moral cultivation. Xingyi Quan, in such an environment, had also followed this trend. This shift happened subtly, unbeknown to many. Moreover, because it received support at the national level, the martial arts presented a flourishing scene. In 1927, the Central Guoshu Academy was established in Nanjing. In October the following year, in order to select talented individuals, it held the first National Guoshu examination, abbreviated as the National Martial Exam. Since there was no protective gear used in those competitions, scenes of bloodied faces, torn muscles, and broken bones often occurred, resembling traditional platform challenge matches of the past. Over 400 people from all over the nation registered to compete, with 17 finally being selected. In fact, the martial arts gatherings often mentioned in later written martial arts fictional novels probably drew inspiration from this event. Among the winners, the performance of Xingyi practitioners was particularly outstanding. Led by Zhu Guofu, the three Zhu brothers won 1st, 11th, and 13th places. This became a celebrated story, and they were praised as the three heroes of the Zhu family. After the Central Guoshu Institute was established, Guoshu institutes across the country sprang up like bamboo shoots following the rain. Chinese martial arts experienced unprecedented exchange and development, and Xingyi Quan spread widely across the nation. Chinese martial arts thus entered a golden decade. However, with the outbreak of the Sino-Japanese War in 1937, martial artists threw themselves into the torrent of resistance. The golden age of Chinese martial arts thus came to an end. That concludes this episode of the Secrets of Xingyi Quan series. If you enjoy this series, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. If you would like to assist us with this endeavor and all our other endeavors, you may do so by giving us support at our Patreon page. We have 2 general support tiers as well as a 3rd tier, the Hyden online learning tier, in which you can learn the arts of Hebei Xingyi Quan and Liang style Baguazhang through our in-depth online learning program. Also, head on over to our official website, which is at mushinmartialculture.com, where you can find out more about our endeavors, our online learning program, and also find our online store, where we sell our various training equipment, t-shirts, apparel, training shoes, and the books that I have written on the arts of Xingyi Quan and Baguazhang.